Hi everyone, welcome back to the Vertex 360 YouTube channel. We have another template tutorial for you today, and today's tutorial is going to focus on the fresh template. So we can just go ahead and get started. Before you launch your template, you are going to need to make sure that you are logged into your Vertex 360 account. If you don't already have an account, you can make a free account. Simply enter your name, email, and once you have registered for your free account, then you can launch the fresh template and begin customizing. So as you can see here, I am already logged into my account, so I am just going to go ahead and launch the fresh template. Now for today's tutorial, we are going to be making a website for a music sharing app called BeatShare. So I've decided to give my website the name BeatShare, and once I've given it a name, I just select launch this site. And in just a few moments, I will be navigated to the site details page right here. And to actually begin customizing the website, adding your own text, images, etc., you are going to have to click View Site right here. So I'm going to click on that. And in a new tab, I am brought to the template itself. And this button here on the left opens up the editing console. And this is what I will use to add my own text and images to the website. So before we begin, I'll just give you a scroll through so you can see the fresh template. And I am going to just walk you through the process of adding your own content into the template. So if I open up the editing console, you will see here, these are the three main editing tools: the page configuration, global configuration, and CMS. And we will cover all three of these tools in today's video. Also, I just want to mention that the editing console only appears because you are the owner of this template. So when users go onto your website, they will not see this editing console. It will be closed. And they will also not see this blue button. This is the button you will use to open the console. So this is only available to you as the owner, so you can make edits to your website. So let's go ahead and get started with the page configuration. So in the page configuration, we are going to be editing content that is specific to each section of the website. So you can see here there are different sections. This is the hero section, the first one here. And you'll see that when I select the next section, I am automatically scrolled there, which kind of shows me as the editor that this is the section I'm going to be editing. So if I select section 2, I am brought to section 2, so I know that whatever content I put into the editor will appear here in this section. So I'm going to go back and begin with the hero. So what I have done is I have prepared a little document that has all of the text that I want to put onto my website. So for organizational purposes and time purposes, I like to do it this way so I can just copy and paste text directly into the input fields. So as you can see here, each input field where there's text has a name to it. So this input field corresponds with title. So that means whatever text I enter here will appear here. This is the title of the hero section. So I'm just going to go ahead and start copy and pasting my own words into the input fields. And I am also going to change the hero image while I'm here. So within each section, you can change the text and images at the same time, and you can apply all those changes at once. So right now I'm at the page that holds all of my images. However, it is currently empty, as you can see, and that's because I haven't uploaded any files yet. So if I upload a file, I'll select this one for my hero. So if I upload this file, now I am going to apply the changes And you can see here's the text I have entered, here's the subtitle text, and here is my hero image. So if I go back and select change here, you can see now in my collection of images is the hero image that I have just uploaded. So as you continue to add pictures to your website, they will be saved in this page here, and you can access them and reuse them if you'd like at any time. So you also have the option to change the text of the button here, and you can change the color of it. So I'm going to change this to something different, like join now, and I'm going to change this to a dark blue to match my hero image. And I'm going to apply these changes. And now the button is blue and it has the text that I have entered. So in the hero section, for this particular template, it also gives you the option to add these logos of various clients or businesses that you have worked with. Just like any other image on the template, you can just select change and you can upload a logo if you have one. So I will just use one of the logos I have as an example. Let's see, I am just going to select this one. Now if I apply those changes, you can see that there's a logo there. It looks very tiny because this logo has very small text, but that is how you can upload logos here. It's just like uploading any other image into the template. So now that we have kind of covered the hero section, I'm going to move on to section 1. So every section of the page configuration follows the same process of entering text. So I am just going to follow the same process of copy and pasting my own text into the input fields and applying the changes. So I am first going to do all the text, and then I will go back and change all the images, and then I will apply all those changes at once, and you will see that the entire section is going to be reloaded with the brand new content that I have just entered. So this process becomes very efficient and quick once you get the hang of it. Every section, like I said, it follows the same protocol. So once you kind of get into the habit of entering your own text, it'll become a very simple and easy process. There's really not much of a learning curve when it comes to the Vertex 360 templates, which is great. I am also going to change the button color. So you can see here, there's an option for me to change the button color. I am going to make them all dark blue to match my hero section. And I am ready to go, I think. I'm going to apply all these changes. And there we go. This is the text that I have entered. And I am also going to change the images. So you'll notice that as I continue to upload files, they are saved in my collection of images here. And I'm just going to change this last one. And I'm going to apply the changes one more time. And there are my new images. There we go. So something a little bit different about sections 1 through 4 is that they include a show or hide option. Now, this basically gives you the option to decide if you want this section to exist on your website. So section 1 corresponds with this section of the website. So just to demonstrate, if I were to change this to false and apply the changes, now that section no longer appears on the site at all. So it's as if it doesn't even exist. And I can go back and change it to true. And there it is again. So you can go back and change this at any time, and you can select exactly which sections you wish to include. So I'm just going to continue going down to every section just to really drill this process. I'm going back into my document. I'm entering text. So I'm just literally copy and pasting as I go. You could also type in the text. I just like to do it this way so that you guys, the viewers, don't have to watch me type everything in. Okay, and I am now going to change these images. So I'm going to upload this image. And for this section, I would like all three of these images to be matching. So I am just going to select it again now that it's in my collection. I can just click on it and I don't have to upload it again. And I am going to apply those changes. And there is my brand new section. So we're just going to continue going down. I'm going to select a new image for this one. I'll use this image. And I'll just put in one more piece of new text and change the button to dark blue to match my other ones. I'm going to apply the changes, and there it is. So what's great about this template is that it also gives you a testimonials page or a clients page, which is great to build credibility for your product or service or whatever it is that you are making this website for. So again, I'm going to enter a little bit of new text. And I am going to add a testimonial. And I'm also going to select a picture to use for my and let's change the name to something else. And let's say he's a music producer. And I'm going to apply these changes. And as you can see, here is my new testimonial. And there is my producer guy, Harry. So yeah. You also can change the contact text. So if I wanted to, I could change this button, the color to match the rest of them. And there it is. So that basically covers everything you need to know about the page configuration. So now we can move on to the global configuration. So the global configuration deals with content that is slightly different than the page configuration. And it deals with content that can be applied to the entire page. So for example, the header nav or the menu bar will appear on the page no matter which section you scroll to, as you can see here. So it's not specific to just one page, such as the images and the text that appear here. It applies to the entire website, and your users will see it throughout the entire website. So that is the type of content that is managed under the global configuration. So I am just going to start at the top at the site name. which is the name that appears on your tab. So I can change this to BeatShare, which is the name of my website. And all I have to do is refresh the page, and there it is. I can also change the image icon that appears there. And again, I'm just going to reuse an image from my collection and refresh, and there is my little headphone icon. So under the global configuration is also where you will add your logo. As you can see, there are two options for a logo. There's one in the nav and one in the footer. And the reason there are two options is because, as you can see here at the top where the logo appears, the background is white. And that is why the logo is orange, so that it can appear on the white background. If you scroll to the footer, however, the background is dark. And so let's say you have a gray logo or something, you would need to have a lighter version so that it could appear nice and clearly against the dark background. So that is why you are provided with two options here to add two separate logos. So I am just going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. Okay, so here is the dark version of my logo. Apply the changes. And there it is up at the top. And I am also going to add a light version. And you will not be able to see it since it's white text, but it's there. I've uploaded it. I'm going to apply the changes and refresh my page. And there is my brand new logo at the bottom. And you can see the two separate logos there. So I am going to go back to the menu now to discuss the show or hide option in the menu. So just like the pages of the, just like the page configuration sections, the menu has a show or hide option. So this lets you decide which items you want to include on the menu bar. So for example, if I want to remove the utility button from my menu bar, I can look under utility and I can select the show or hide option to false. I can apply those changes and now it no longer appears on my menu. I can just as easily change it back, and I can even change the display text to something different. I can apply those changes and my menu has been updated. So the same goes for the footer. The footer gives you the option to add links to other platforms or social media websites that you want to navigate your users to. So you also have the option to include these or not if you want to. So let's say I only want to include YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. I can take the other options, Facebook, Dribbble, etc., and I can change them to false. I can apply those changes, and when I refresh, you'll see that only the icons that are still true appear at the bottom here. Now, when your users click on one of these icons, it will actually navigate them to the URL that you provide in a separate tab. So just for the sake of demonstration, I am just going to go to the site details page here and take this URL, and I'm going to insert it next to the Twitter URL. I'm going to paste it in that input field. I'm going to apply the changes. And you'll see now that when I click on the Twitter icon, I'm navigated to the site details page, which is the URL that I provided in the field. So with that, we have covered the global configuration. So now we can move on to the CMS, which stands for the Content Management System. So when you select the CMS, you are actually navigated to a separate tab outside of the template itself, which is where the Content Management System is. It can also be accessed from the site details page right here on the left. You can just select CMS and there it is. So in the Content Management System is where you will find your list of subscribers. So for example, If I go back to the website and I add a name here and an email and a little message, I can send that message. And now if I go back to the CMS, you'll see that the information I provided in the registration box appears here in the content management system. So this is where you will access user data. It's very easy to access so that if users leave their email, you can actually find this email and use it to contact them directly. So yeah, all of the user information that is left on your site will be gathered and it will be accessible here in the CMS. So with that, we have covered the three major editing tools of this template, which are the page configuration, global configuration, and CMS. So now that you are able to master these tools, you can add your own text and images, you can add a logo, you can access your subscriber list, and you can basically use all of the features of the template to create your fully functioning website. So I hope that this video demonstration has been helpful. Make sure to continue to check back on the YouTube channel. There are more tutorials to come. And be sure to check back onto the Vertex 360 homepage to not miss out on any of the new templates that are being uploaded. And again, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.